Let's deal with the elephant in the room. When you come to the Philippines, how do you pay for your lifestyle? How do you get your wonga? How do you get your money into the Philippines? Okay, so I'm in a Korean restaurant, chilling out. Now, airports are open, visas are open, tourists are coming. How do you get your money here? Well, there are a couple of options. The first one I'm going to touch base on is an American bank called Charles Schwab. It seems to be very, very, very popular. My understanding is you make an investment in Charles Schwab's in stocks and shares in an account in the USA. And when you come to the Philippines, you then can transfer money using your Charles Schwab account into the Philippines. But you need to sit around and make sure you get a Philippine account, so you've got pesos, or you can draw it out of the ATM. Now you need to be very wary with the ATM, because when they don't work, you can't get any money out. And all your bank charges or the ATM charges that are levied against your cash withdrawals, Charles Schwab gives back to you. So that's a good base account to work from. Yeah. However, if you're not American, how do you get hold of Charles Schwab? I do not know that you can, because you need to have a USA residency address. You need to have a postal address in the USA. So if we come over to Europe side, and yeah, there's a lot going on with Ukraine and Russia, isn't there? I support Ukraine, really. Thumbs up to Ukraine. They want to be independent, they want to turn around and do their own thing. But their overlords, the Russians, Mr. Putin, doesn't want to do that. Anyway, let's move on. So, if you're UK, France, Germany or something like that, one of those European countries, what you do is you have an address in Europe, which is your family address, mother, father, sister, brother. You use that to open your account, and then each month you transfer money from your UK account to your peso account in the Philippines. Now I use TransferWise, which is changed to Wise, and you transfer your funds each month. Now that's all well and good as long as you've got a UK address that your bank in the UK or France or Germany has it on the electoral register, has it on the zip code, has it down as that's where you're residing. You're not really residing there, you're using it as like a postal box, yeah, to get your money into the Philippines. That's number two, which is Wise, which I think is pretty cool, and I use that. However, it does become a little bit difficult when they ask for ID and your ID in your country of origin, like the UK, like your driving license expires or your passport is coming to the end of its life, because then they don't recognise your ID, even though you might have 5, 6, 7, 8 years worth of transactions every day on a certain month. They still want that ID for the financial services government, police force. So something to bear in mind, that one. Now the other one is you can actually have a bank account in your country, and that is why, and it's using Western Union or Palawan. And these are money transfer places that are all over the Philippines. And all you do is you have your bank account in your country of origin. You use Western Union or Palawan or a money transfer company to send it to an office, and then you go to that office, maybe Western Union, and you pick it up. Now, Western Union has a couple of buddies that it works with in the Philippines. One of those is BDO, the other one is Union Bank, and they're in bed together. However, If your money doesn't arrive, BDO turns around and says, nothing to do with me, it's with your sender. And when you talk to your sender turns around and says, we sent this 3 days ago, it's back with BDO. So you end up with this ping pong effect that you have to close your account in the Philippines and start all over again. And do you know how hard that is in the Philippines? You're having a giraffe, aren't you? You're having a laugh, giraffe. That means you need triplicate photocopies early, triplicate paperwork, triplicate of this. And is it your fault? No, it's not your fault, is it? Not. As Western Union, getting the bank, getting the products into, but they can go wrong, and it is a nightmare. Yeah. Don't take it lightly, guys. It is a nightmare because you are sitting in a foreign country. You can't get access to your bank account or your money. Money's been sent, which is the money for you to live on for a month, and both banks are turning around and saying it's already sent, or I've not received it. Well, where is it? You haven't got it. It is a problem. Now, you can you can turn around and have a European bank or an American bank, and you can use your ATM card. Now, the problem with using your ATM card is while you're using your ATM card, the banks are quite comfortable because you're cranking up bills with your ATM card. So you turn around and use your credit card or your bank card, and you just go and use any ATM. You pay the 18 pesos, the money gets drawn out of your US account or UK account or French account or German account or Dutch account. Will then turn around and charge you a money transfer. However, after a 12-month period, the bank will look at it and turn around and say, oh, no, you're living out there. We want you to turn around and have an international bank account. Now, HBSC, I looked into this when I first came here. You can have an international bank account. However, the charges to have that international bank account are extortionate. Yeah? Western Union will turn around and charge you about $1.75 to transfer money. Wise will turn around and transfer money for around $4. Yeah? Into the Philippines. Yeah? Western Union takes half a day. Wise takes 3 days. HBSC want you to have a minimum of £100,000. This is when I looked at it in a bank account, international bank account, and they charge you $12 or £12 to transfer money, 3 times more than the other money transfer. You can understand why people don't want to set up an international bank account unless you are an international business. So, how do you get your money here? Because you want to live? Well, if you're here short term, you can use your ATM card and rack up your fees at the bank. Yeah, and you will rack up the fees. When I was here and before I lived here and I was using my ATM card, I'd get back to the UK and I'd have bank fees of about £100 because I'm using my ATM card in a foreign destination. If you're moving here, you need to make sure you have a conduit into the Philippines for your money. Now that could be you go to a bank, you open a peso account, you open a dollar account, you open a sterling account. The big majority ones here are a dollar account first and then sterling, and because I like the dollar account. And the other one is you open a peso account. You move your money from your destination in the UK, America, whatever it is, into your peso account. Leave the dollar account as a holding account to fund your account. But remember, sometimes it does go wrong, and sometimes you can find yourself without money. Yeah. You can turn around and look at it from other perspectives, that there are other options. At the moment, Western Union Transfer Palawan seems to be the number one. Number two is money transferring using Wise into your bank account from your country of origin. And number three seems to be the exclusive child swap, which seems a really good way to go if you're American. I'm not American, I cannot get it. I've tried to get it, but I'm not allowed it. Yeah, so I have to use the money transfer through wires once a month into my Philippine bank account and then draw my money out of my Philippine bank account. Now, that doesn't turn around and mean you're away from the charges, because when you use an ATM in the Philippines, any ATM, you get charged 18 or 15 pesos if you're lucky per transaction. So do you turn around and take all your money out in one lump sum on a Saturday to last you for the week? Well, I've tried that and it burns a hole in my pocket. It teases me to go out and spend, which you don't really want. So what I tend to turn around and do is every couple of days, so I mitigate that ATM charge of 18 peso. So it's 15 times a month I use the ATM at 18 pesos. So you're looking at 1,500 peso a month, which is a day, to do your money transaction. So when you come here, guys, make sure you understand how you're going to get access to your money, because when you're here, it's really difficult in the Philippines to turn around and get hold of your money from your UK, American, French, German, Dutch, Belgium account. Yeah, unless you've got somebody that wants to send you money in the mail. It takes 6 months to get a letter from the UK to here. Last year I got my Christmas card April the 18th. And then in August I got my birthday card for March. So whatever, guys, be careful, watch what you're doing when you're transferring money. Go online, check out BDO, because their online accounts were hacked about 3 months ago. Lots of people lost lots of money, and it all came through the link up between Union Bank and BDO and giving away QR codes that didn't have, you have to put your security details into a QR code, and that gave you access into the BDO and Union Bank. And it didn't help that there were 25 people in BDO that were scamming the bank. So when your employees are trying to win you over and steal your money, what can you really do? Not a lot. But anyway, so we're here. Lovely Korean food. Okay, Sunday, 12:30. Oh, San Miguel, Antoinette's here. Oh, look at that. We have the beef soup. We have the beef soup. So we're outside Belugi Brothers, but they don't let you cook the meat on the Belugi Brothers. They have to let the chef do it because they don't have AC here. A bit strange to have tables out here and letting you turn around and have the cooking ware. TRB, I think you've got that wrong. So we've had some nice dips. We're going to go for Korean ice cream later. Annie doesn't know this, but she's going to be eating Korean ice cream. She likes this soup, bibimbap with the egg and San Miguel. Guess what, guys? No QR code to get into SM Langer.